You were told to be quiet. You were told to shrink. You were told that love meant pain. Here you are. Here you rise. Welcome to Powerful Woman Rising from Narcissistic Abuse. The show where we break the chains of narcissistic abuse, reclaim our power, and step into the unstoppable force we were always meant to be. I'm Azadeh, best-selling author, narcissistic abuse educator, and coach to high achievers. Together, we'll uncover the truth, rewrite our stories, and ignite the power within. It's time to rise. It's time to heal, and it's time to take your life back. Welcome to another episode of Powerful Woman Rising from Narcissistic Abuse. I actually was going to talk about one thing, and then I got another idea, and then I got another idea, and I think I'm going to bring them all together. How's that sound? I'm going to bring them all home for you. Okay, so gosh, let me get my mic fixed here. So I want to talk to you first. I want to share with you first. I want to share with you my story. I don't think you guys know my story. I don't think you've heard my story maybe on other podcasts, but not on mine. Sorry about that. My microphone is not behaving. Okay. So it's kind of crazy because my name, Azadeh, means freedom, but I really earned it. I really was called to it. I was divinely named. I don't even think it was my mom. I don't think it's my mom. I think it was the message was put in her, and I think God decided to call me freedom because of my story and what I had to go through to actually finally become free. And that is why my website is called Finally Free Life. So, because of Powerful Woman Rising from Narcissistic Abuse, I swear to God, it just kills me to think that what we have to endure to get it. And even then, there is a residual leftovers from these relationships that can show up in us later. So let me just tell you my story. Let me tell you my story. So I was born in Iran. Okay. I was born in Iran. We moved here. I find that now when I was 5, but my mom lied and said 7 because she wanted to get me into school earlier when we moved here to United States. And so 5. And we moved during revolution. We moved during war. We moved during a time that was riots, violence, insanity, people losing it, killings, revolution. You could look it up with the Iran Revolution. Anyway, we moved here, and going into school, I was bullied. The kids, back then, even now, parents have such an influence on their kids, even especially when it's around hate. Like racism, sexism, hate. It all is fused through parents, environment, schools, and so on, but certainly parents, right? So I was bullied. I was bullied in high school. I hid mostly in junior high, but in high school, it really got crazy. I mean, I was being bullied. I was being hit on by my teachers. One teacher actually invited me to his house for a pool party. He said that a bunch of other a bunch of other kids were invited. And when I found out, when I asked them, no, they weren't. It was just me. And then my English teacher, 8 in the morning, I swear to God, you guys, I was drinking whiskey before school. I drank whiskey, 8 a.m. class. He kneels down on the ground and tells me, you know, you're so attractive, don't you? Back then, though, drunk, 10th grade or 11th grade, I don't remember. Back then, though, I thought, wow, this is some kind of attention. That was the feeling I got, not even a thought. And I know he smelled alcohol in my breath, but he didn't do a damn thing. He didn't. He let me come to his class drunk. And then I started doing drugs. I started doing meth. I started drinking. I started doing meth before school, after school, middle of school. I was being bullied. I was hiding in bathrooms from the bully. And that right there literally launched me into the next 10 years of domestic violence, in and out of jail, hardcore meth addict, alcoholic. Like, I remember days where there was alcohol, tequila, diet pills, pot, and cigarettes in my body. That's it. That's it. Think about that. I don't even know how I lived. Oh, and like maybe like half a cookie or something. But then there was jails. There was a 1 year or 9 month period where I got arrested like 7 times, maybe eight. I can't really remember exactly. I did 10 days in jail. I did 4 months, or was it 6 months? I can't remember, in house arrest. And during all this time, I was with two guys, not at the same time, but the one guy I was with, you guys, okay, he's the one that was cheating on me, but we were friends in the beginning and then we became drinking buddies. And he was cheating on me and he had another girl pregnant. And he not just only had me, her, but another girl. I don't even know how these guys that cheat have the energy to go around. I get tired from one relationship. I don't even know how they do it, but he did. And I did everything to get him to not cheat. I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated. He also got me pregnant and abandoned me. And he took my car when I got arrested and went and partied. I mean, I did all kinds of crazy things though, looking back then, to keep him. Like, I knew asking him to leave her, he wouldn't do it. So what I did was I would get hotel rooms across the street from his house or down the street and buy drugs and buy alcohol and lure him into staying, all because I needed him to I just wanted to be wanted and chosen. I just wanted that feeling. I didn't care what he was doing. I mean, I did care, but I didn't really care at 22, 23. I just wanted him to choose me every second, every minute. That's what I wanted. Sad, huh? So sad to think about that girl that should have been like thinking of college and dating and becoming a woman. No, I was robbing and stealing to get hotel rooms, drugs, and alcohol to keep him with me. And eventually, his cheating, I got enough of it. And I had just to think back. And also to think back, like where he is today versus where I am, night and day. Because I eventually got sober and got healthy and healing and therapy and all kinds of things to get myself where I am today. But after him, so he was the cheater, the liar, the drunk, and manipulator, but he never hit me. I actually hit him when I found out he was cheating. But then The other one, the one after that, was way worse. I really think he was a malignant narcissist. I really, really do. Not just a narcissist, malignant. He had a sadism, sadistic energy and a drive in him to kill, steal, and destroy. And yeah, that's what he was doing. He was, I mean, well, we were doing drugs together, that's for sure. And I also got pregnant by him. And because he promised he had a vasectomy, could not get me pregnant. And then here I am pregnant. He also kidnapped me for 3, 4 days, wouldn't let me leave the house. He hit me, smacked me, and then ultimately broke a beer bottle in my face. Broke, you heard it. He broke a beer bottle in my face. Went to jail because somebody behind us saw it and called the cops, and he got arrested, and I got taken into the hospital to get stitches and get help. But I think about that, and I think about both of them, and I think about I just think about how I'm the one that was meant to be destroyed. I was the one under attack. I was the one that should have not made it sober or anything. Just not, I'm not, uh, this is the thing. Sometimes some of us that have had the worst abuse and trauma rise the highest. We do. We do. And that's the good news for some of the victims out there. But I think about, well, okay, let me back up. I saw one of them, the first one. Hi, you guys. I wanted to share with you what life and the lightness of life, how it could feel if you do the work, if you do the healing, the true healing, the visceral healing, the emotional healing. Just memorizing, going from one thing to another, you're going to eventually come back to your own pain. And I want to share this new launch that I'm doing. August 25th, it's going to come out. I'm only going to take a few, actually 4 people, where I literally am available for you through the whole transition, transformation, the internal surgery, the spiritual surgery, what we need to do, that you are left with leaving the trauma behind, and it's nothing but a memory. That's a promise, okay? That's how it is for me. I was not able to write my books. I was not able to be in a marriage if I was still in survival mode, holding on to pain and holding it down and trying to look good up front. So this is going to be in 10 weeks. 10 weeks, I will hold your hand, carry you through, navigate the traumas, opening Pandora's box, literally guiding you into a place that you want to be in, but you don't know how to get there, who's going to show you how to get there, what's the navigation process, and it's not that hard. It's not that hard. What's hard is holding on, avoiding, actually sabotaging really good relationships because your trauma lens is still hijacking you. So August 25th, I'm launching this, and it's going to go out in email first. I want you to send me your email if you want first dibs. First dibs coming out August 25th, 2025 for 4 people. It's 10 weeks. And you literally get me more than anything else. Like any struggle, questions, problems, breakdowns, breakthroughs, pain, tears, whatever comes that I know because I walk through it, I will be holding your hand. I will be right there with you to show you the way, and that you're not crazy, and that you deserve to feel light and free in your world. So drop me your email and let's use this gift of desperation, this gift of a crisis to your own advantage, so that you can actually really maybe even enjoy your holidays and enjoy walking in your body and in your skin. Because that's what healing should look like. Not a memorization, not another task to do, but true healing. So I hope you'll join me. I will be closing this after the 4 people sign up. Okay, I hope to see you then. On the lying drunk on social media, and he just looks awful, absolutely awful. He looks like his soul is weeping, just this darkness. And then the other one, the malignant narcissist, he's either dead or in prison. So, and that's the emotional resiliency that we have. That's why I call this podcast Powerful Woman Rising from Narcissistic Abuse, because we are not the faint-hearted or the weak. We're sweet, soft, and empathic, but there's an emotional strength and resiliency that we're just born with. And you call it God, you call it God and you. But anyway, I don't know where he is, but this is where I am. I mean, there's a lot of details I left out, but you got the picture. And then I got sober at 30. So I'll be coming up on 24 years of sobriety in December. But it's really wild to think about my past and to share it, because there's a lot more that I'll share as time goes on. Just a lot more. And I just think now that I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud of who I've become, how much I've put up with. But I also know that it's really hard to, it's really hard to think about. I think it's really hard to admit and to say this to you guys, okay? It's really hard. And I'm trying to think of the words, but what it is that having narcissistic parents is the most lethal. It creates the internal and relational template that sets you up for these people, for these men. And to be like, I go towards that. This is what I attract. Now, not today, because I've been married 15 years to a beautiful, gorgeous soul, but there is, it's wild to think that this is, and here's the thing, my husband is not a narc, sweet, gentle-spirited man, but then it manifested from guys to girlfriends. Imagine, from men to girlfriends. So then I had some repeated psychotic girlfriends that I didn't see coming. Because in the beginning, we go towards that emotional magnetism that's with them. So we think there's a connection, and that there is a connection, but the connection is connection to another psychopath, sociopath, narcissist, whatever. Look in the dark triad. They're all in there. And actually, narcissism is the more gentle one. But just having girlfriends, you guys, just having these girlfriends that found it in them to hurt me, betray me, smear me. And so that, my friends, is where I want to go. And it is hard and challenging to, it's not so much I'm scared of others, it's more about how do I have boundaries against my own instincts, my own desires, because they're wired. I mean, now I'm better and I see it and it's slower and I don't get in myself in those situations, but we have to have boundaries against our own instincts. I really think that's it. It's not getting them to understand or getting them to validate or approve. It's about us having our own instinctual boundaries tempered so that we don't go towards it. And by the way, my whole navigation breakthrough coaching is, I'm taking applications now. So if you are like coming out of betrayal, a girlfriend tribe that hurt you, um, um, narcissistic parents, relationship with yourself, whatever, apply. And you know what? The application is in my show notes and descriptions. So you could apply. And I do take couples. I do work with couples and I do have a 98% success rate. And the reason because of that is because I teach my own, it's as I teach my own marriage. And we've been together almost 16 years. So I do take couples, but there is an application, there is an interview, and we have to see if it's a good fit. But anyways, and they both have to be wanting this. It can't just be one or the other. So anyways, what I want to say to you guys, narcissists, growing up in a culture that's narcissistic, having a couple of boyfriends and then girlfriends and thinking, oh my God, this world, I wanted to hide. I wanted to become them. I did so many things. And I realized I don't have to do any of those things. All I got to do is me. And go be focused on my mission, my purpose. And that's to help you guys and to raise awareness because they're out there. And if you are needy, desperate, chasing, wanting, and also if you are an extrovert, ambitious, have a high need to bond in relationships, empathic, those are the traits, leadership, those are the traits they look for because they don't have them and they want to suck them out of you. So you got to know that. But I wanted you guys on this episode just to know my story a little bit more. I know that where I come from and I relate to you guys. I've walked it. I know it. Whew. And if you don't careful and you don't get the healing help, I would love it if you worked with me, but we have so many helpers out there in this community. Get the help because you could eventually one more narcissist and eventually break. You could break. You could break and no comeback. Look at Britney Spears. Look at some of the overdoses that are undiagnosed narcissistic abuse. You could crack and you have to be careful. You have to be careful. So the boundaries and the limits and the spaces, it's got to be with you and your traits that pulls them in. So, and if you attracted them, you are a powerhouse, by the way, because that's what they want. That's what they look for. They don't look for somebody that doesn't have really big personalities and ambitions and multi-talented. They just don't. They look for us because that's even a bigger win to break. Anyways, I wanted to tell you my story. I wanted to tell you about my application process. And I wanted to tell you, oh, and also if you guys want to write books, you know, these books behind me are all mine. Did you guys know that? I wrote the 12 Steps of Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Workbook, Adult Children of Narcissistic Parents, Using Food to Cope with Codependency, and Letters to the Narcissist. That one is I co-authored, and I do have it in-house publishing. Power Within. If you want to write a book or be part of a book collaboration, let me know because I'd love to have you. I'd love to have you. So, with that, know yourself and set the boundaries with thyself. Until next time, see you later.